So defense attorneys have to establish reasonable doubt about their client's guilt. They don't have to actually prove who committed the crime. That's why what happened today in Bryan Kohberger's quadruple murder trial was so extraordinary. A secret document was filed by his defense team specifying someone else as the killer of 4 University of Idaho students in 2022. Now, we don't have a name yet because the document was immediately sealed by the judge in the case, Steve Hippler. Defense lawyers were given until next Friday to come up with evidence to support their theory of what they call an alternate perpetrator. Whether the jury in the case ever hears that theory or not depends on if there's any evidence produced to support it. All this was happening as Judge Hippler addressed concerns about violations of the court's gag order, with sensitive leaks about the murder investigation possibly trickling out into the media, including in an episode of Dateline. NewsNation's senior national correspondent Bryan Entin was in court in Boise, Idaho today. And Bryan, this was likely Kohberger's final hearing before the murder trial begins in August. And the judge is talking about appointing a special prosecutor to investigate leaks. It hasn't even started, and we're talking about this.
Yeah, this was really unexpected. This judge is a very strict judge. He does not mess around. I was inside for the hearing today. He mentioned the possibility of appointing a special prosecutor. He seemed annoyed that the gag order was violated, and he made reference to the Dateline piece, not by name, but he said, oh, after what happened last Friday, we're now going to need more alternate jurors. So that was sort of the feeling when I left court. I get back to the hotel, and suddenly there's this new court filing from the judge where he specifically names Dateline. He says he's considering bringing on a special prosecutor, and he is asking both sides and all law enforcement involved in the case, so all the state, local, FBI, anyone involved in the Kohberger case, to save all of their documentation on their phones, any communication they've had with anyone. It appears he wants to launch some kind of investigation to figure out who's been leaking.
All right, now let's talk about this, the sealed theory the defense put forth about the alternative perpetrator. In other words, we didn't do it. Here's who did. I mean, did they actually name somebody in this document?
Yeah, and it could be more than one person, Elizabeth. We knew the deadline for them to file for alternate perpetrators was yesterday. It was immediately sealed, so it's secret. We can't see it. It did come up in court, so it was filed. And what the judge said, and I wrote this down, he said he wants evidence rather than allegations. So whatever they filed, he didn't seem especially impressed with, but they are going to have a secret hearing in June where they'll talk about these alternative perpetrators according to the defense, and that is when the judge will decide whether they can actually be brought up during the trial.
Finally, there was a decision by the judge to live stream the trial?
Yes, which is good news for us and for anyone who's interested. It will be live streamed. The court will control the cameras. They won't zoom in or anything like that, but you'll be able to get a general view of the room. You'll be able to listen, except for when the 2 surviving roommates take the stand, Elizabeth. The judge made the decision, because they are victims in all of this, that they will broadcast the audio out of what they're saying, but just to respect them and their privacy, they're going to stop the video during that portion of the trial.
And no more chance, do you think, Bryan? I mean, a lot of people thought there would be some sort of a plea deal in this case because the evidence does appear at this point to be so strong. No chance of that you're hearing?
I think no chance, Elizabeth. So many of the victims' family members want the death penalty. It does not appear that there's any kind of plea deal on the table, and I don't think there's going to be a delay. I think this thing is going to go August 11th.
Wow, it will be quite a trial. Bryan Entin reporting live for us from Boise, Idaho. Thank you so much, Bryan.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.